Welcome, everybody. My name is Danielle Doobie, and I will be your game master today. For those of you who have never seen, heard of, played Dungeons and Dragons before, that means I am your storyteller, and I will lead you through this strange, new, wonky world. We will begin in the land of tales, a world full of all of your favorite fairy tales. Here is our fantastic world. In this world, happy endings coming true as people work through their stories, and at every beautiful happily ever after, the prince gets the girl escapes the tower. There is a burst of magic rippling out through the entirety of the land of tales. Everyone can see it, everyone can hear it, and it happens fairly often. We will begin with one of the most famous characters known, Pinocchio, whose beautiful happily ever after came to be a little while ago. We will begin, and I will hand it over to Frankie, who will be playing our Pinocchio.
Sure thing. We fade in on a darkened house that's filled with dirty laundry, pizza boxes, and scattered scraps of food, plants that haven't been watered in all too long. You know, a general mess of an unkept house wreathed in darkness, save for some moonlight pouring through a small window just hanging over a dimly lit candle. Here we find Pinocchio, in his armchair, reading a book, The Adventures of Pinocchio, as he is wont to do, as he has done every single night since the passing of his poor father Geppetto, some 15 years ago. Pinocchio sighs. He looks up at the bright star and just hanging above his head, and struck in this moment by a beautiful sight, draped in the moonlight, he closes his book, blows out the candle, and getting up from his chair, he kneels, sits on his heels, clasps his little hands together, and looks up at that beautiful star, and prays to his patron, the Blue Fairy.
Are you there, a Blue Fairy? It's to me, Pinocchio. It's been a long time since we've talked. I think about you a lot, and I've never forgotten the gift that you gave me, the gift you gave Papa Geppetto, bringing me to life, waking me up inside. You have truly given me, and Papa Geppetto, such a lovely gift that I can never repay. And to have it happily ever after as well? Mwah! Bellissima! Mwah! But, Blue Fairy, my happily ever after hasn't been so happy in quite a while. Being a real boy is hard, and being a real man, it's so much harder. I don't know what to do with my life. I don't know what to do with my home. I don't even know how to tie my own bow tie. I am lost. I just kind of linger in this house, fading away. Blue Fairy, I just need a sign, a something, a direction. If you would just speak it to me and tell me what I need to do, I would be oh so grateful. Your servant and cleric of a tricksy ways, Pinocchio.
Pinocchio, you hear a little ding. Thank you for leaving a message for the Blue Fairy. We'll get back to you as soon as possible. If this is an emergency, please reach out to beep. Pinocchio, in this moment of confusion, you having had your happily ever after so long ago, it culminating to you living in this fabulous house filled with pizza boxes and takeout, you feel this sort of sense of unfulfillment. And as you do, a ripple of magic, pure magic energy whooshes through your home for the third time today, and you feel a stinging of pain on your one of your left ribs. This like searing hot pain that you've never felt before as this ripple of magic pushes out, and you see, if you lift your shirt, you can see a little like glowing bit of magic underneath. And there is a rune that you do not know what it means. You cannot read it, but it glows hot, and the world fades around you, and you find yourself no longer in your home. We are going to cut away from Pinocchio over to a scrappy little fella rushing through a dimly lit, disgusting, cobwebby hallway, the halls of which have not been touched for thousands of years, as we see Trad Cheddar rushing towards a locked door. I'm going to hand this over to Mia. Mia, would you please describe Trad Cheddar?
Hi, I'm Trad, and, I am a rat, and I have scampery little paws, that I'm currently running very quickly on because I'm very unsure of my surroundings and what new adventure I've gotten myself into this time. Ha, ha, ha. I'm so sorry. My sinuses, I have a chronic sinus problem, and so I get very distracted by my sinuses frequently. But yes, I'm Trad. My official real name is Trad Cheddar. That's my full name. There are actually legal documents that say my full name on them, which is really something to me because just a few years ago, I was just your regular household rat, whether you wanted me there or not. And then I woke up to having all of these thoughts in my head, and not only thoughts, but the greatest sense of purpose that I'd ever felt. Well, I didn't know what purpose was before that. I didn't really know what words were, but I knew once I had all those thoughts in my brain that I just had to go help other people connect to their sense of purpose, because once I felt it, I could never unfeel it again.
We cut 3 years ago. Trad Cheddar, just a rat, unclear of his name or standing in this world outside of being a little rat running about somebody's backyard, was scooped up by a benevolent fairy and changed into a fabulous coachman to accompany the infamous Cinderella to her ball. We're going to move away from that for the time being. Currently, Trad Cheddar, having moved his way through the world, helping people, starting with just a wonderful, small old man who needed his wagon fixed, traded these fantastic acts of good service until Trad was asked to help unlock a mysterious artifact buried deep beneath Bundiva. Trad, you make your way to this locked door and without a problem slip beneath the little crack there. As you move through this room filled with scrolls and tomes and ancient knowledge that has been untouched for centuries, A little bit of dust gets caught beneath your nose. A ripple of magic rips its way through Trad Cheddar, revealing Ratman.
Hello. I am Ratman. I don't need much of an introduction. The name speaks for itself. I have been making my way across this continent, helping those in need. I have a rat signal that people can call upon when they know that they need the rat indeed. Your neighborhood Ratman.
Suddenly, Trad Cheddar, standing at the full height of a human, is standing in this room yet untouched by human hands. And you feel a ripple of magic push across the world, as it very often does. And you feel a familiar place on your body that you have seen this rune before. You don't understand what it means. You cannot read it. But in this moment, you know where it is, and you feel it flare up with an intense pain you have not felt before. The room dissolves around you. And we move from Ratman, aka Trad Cheddar, over to a lovely little town, full of huge roller coasters, fairgrounds, beautiful smells of all the funnel cakes and the corn dogs, everything good about being alive and feeling like a kid again. We cut over to Bob. I'm going to hand it over to Steven, if you would introduce us to Bob.
So, you know Beauty from Beauty and the Beast, right? So, her mom, the fairy, the queen of the Fortunate Island, yeah, she's my patron. I'm a warlock, one of her genies. We spent most of our time on the Fortunate Island disguised as sheep. The queen wasn't quite 1,000 years old yet, so it wasn't legal for her to marry a mortal and have kids with him. So she disguised herself as a shepherdess, with us as her sheep. She got discovered, though, and sent to fairy jail, while Beauty was hidden away with the merchant's family. King thought that both Beauty and his queen were dead, though, so he had a rough 20 years. But then when Beauty fell in love with Beast, the prince, they broke a whole bunch of curses, and now the whole family is reunited and having some much needed them time. So I'm off in my 3rd year of freedom, just having a good time in the world. I've been traveling across. I'm wearing white, long, flowing robes with a fluffy white hat, bundled up, and carrying a small little hollowed out wooden carving of a sheep, which is my genie vessel.
The small-ish frog man that is sitting beside you looks terribly confused. Beauty and
What's
the
the
Beast,
matter?
right?
Yeah.
From, yes, Cote de la Bête.
Yes.
We know, yes.
Yes.
You're who?
Okay, so you know that Beauty has a mom, right? So the mom is the queen of the Fortunate Island, but she's also a fairy. And so she's my patron.
Okay. And you see this little frog like hops off of the roller coaster that you are on to avoid this conversation. And hops on.
Have a nice day.
Yep. And as your ride crests over a hill, picking up speed, you feel the intense pain coming from that rune that sits right on your little belly button flare with this stinging, and you, as the roller coaster crests over the hill and you feel weightless, you disappear, your surroundings fade out around you. We cut from there out onto the rolling waves on the coast outside of the great forest. We see the big rad wolf out on a surfboard. Big Rad Wolf, so if you would not mind introducing yourself.
Sup, y'all? I'm the Big Rad Wolf. I'm out here surfing the waves, having a great time, feeling the sun in my hair, the sand in my fur. Just like I like it. Um, Pretty recently, I was surfing along the shores near, kind of in between Cote de la Bête and the big forest that I don't remember the name of. So I'm not much of a maps guy, you know. I'm just here to ride the waves. Um, and this like big gnarly wave came cresting up, and I caught the curl, and it was so rad, man. But then the juice threatened to dump me into the soup, and I almost was mullering, but then I caught it. I made the drop, and that was one of the gnarliest waves I ever rode, man. It was beautiful. I watched right up on the shore, and there are these little pig houses, and I was so excited about my gnarly waves. I was huffing and I was puffing, so excited. I think I accidentally huffed and puffed their houses over though. I didn't mean to. I was just really stoked on that gnarly wave, I thought. But feel bad about that. Um but you gotta just take life one wave at a time. And that's what I'm here to do, man. So stoked.
Uh,
That's it. That's what I got. Except, I do want to make sure everybody brought their sunscreen because it's the most rad sun protection.
Talking to the fish and seagulls as you paddle back out to catch some more gnarly waves. A wave crests as you move to catch it, and you feel this same pain flare at the bottom of your foot.
Wow,
Unclear why that is happening, but the
I think
water
I stepped on an urchin.
riding a surfboard.
Maybe. I don't know, man. Those little guys, maybe they're up here surfing too. I did know a little tiny starfish one time that had a little tiny surfboard, so maybe urchins do too. I don't know. I'm not here to limit any critter.
As you feel that pain shoot through your foot, the water dissolves around you. All of you find yourselves plummeting through time and space, feeling like you're on one of those fair rides that like whips you from side to side, and you boom, 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 land on your butts in the middle of a polished, grand foyer. This enormous staircase leading up to a second floor where you can hear the sounds of revelry and hear someone like banging their foot against the ground and saying, to order, to order. You all land right on a rug at the bottom of this staircase. There are two guards, one on either side, standing quite tall. They look like they are bugbears of some sort, huge, like hairy guys, holding these very impressive spears in front of them, looking incredibly confused as four people drop out of the sky and land in front of them. One steps forward and goes, You have come to the Castle Bianco? Why?
Oh. I was just gonna ask you the same thing, man. I was surfing. Who who are y'all? Were you surfing too?
I don't know you. I've never met you a day in my life. Can you introduce yourself, please?
Hi, I'm Bob.
Hey, Bob, what's up?
Bob? Hello? I am Ratman.
Oh, well, I've heard your song, I think.
Have you?
Yeah. Oh, a couple
I'm
of
very
them.
infamous.
Yeah. Yeah. Maybe that was a different man. I don't know. Anyway, I'm the Big Rad Wolf. You can call me Big or Rad or Wolf or Big Rad Wolf or Big Rad or Rad Wolf or even Big Wolf. That's fine. I'll answer to pretty much anything.
Rad.
Yeah,
Me,
that's
oh,
me.
this is the sign. This is the sign. I was asking of my patron, the Blue Fairy, to give me a sign, and you want to show up. I fell through the darkness, and I meet the rat man and the big
Yes.
red wolf and Bob. You all know me. I'm a Pinocchio, right? You're very familiar.
Oh,
Oh,
I've heard of you.
Pinocchio. Yeah.
You got a nose thing, right?
Not anymore. No, that's a rumor. I mean, not. Yes, that did happen at some point, but it is not happening anymore because I do not tell lies.
Oh, dope, man. Yeah.
Oh.
Honesty's the best policy, bro.
Haven't I heard of you too? Isn't your name the Big Bad Wolf?
Yeah, common mistake. So that's one of my brothers. There's like a lot. We got a whole pack at home. There's Big Rad, that's me. There's Big Bad, that's my older brother. There's Big Plaid. He's really into like lumberjack stuff. There's Big Vlad. He's trying to be like a vampire kind of guy. I don't know what his deal is. Big
Sorry.
Brad just graduated from college. Huh?
Excuse
Oh,
me.
nice.
One of the guys with the spear steps forward and goes, "Why are you in this castle?"
You
I
brought
don't know.
me
Why
to
are
this
we?
castle. You have summoned Ratman.
We have not.
There,
We have not summoned Ratman.
I got a question, guard friend. Is there like some good surfing? How far is the coast? What are the waves like? Can I go? Because I'm kind of in a surfing thing right now. I'm trying
Clearly,
to.
we're here for very important official mission business.
Mhm.
I
Right.
don't
What's
Like,
going
think
on
that the
upstairs? Did they summon
priority is
us?
surfing.
This is a royal wedding. None of you are invited, and I invite you to leave the castle now.
confused by that because you just said we weren't invited and then you invited us. So it sounds like we are invited.
To leave.
I've heard that's called a double entendre.
Yeah.
I don't think that.
So the exit's upstairs. I'm gonna try to walk up those stairs.
I'm going to.
Okay.
Ratman is here. I barrel my way up the stairs, hands on my machetes.
So you all put your hands on your weapons and move your way past these guards. We are going to make our very first roll here. For those of us who have never played Dungeons and Dragons or seen anything Dungeons and Dragons, the way that we do anything is to roll a dice about it. It's a 20-sided dice. The higher the number, the better your chances are of doing a thing. The lower the number, the worse chances of you doing the thing. So these characters will be rolling against the characters that I am playing, and we will see how they manage to move past two armed guards. There are, to be fair, four of you. So one of these guards will roll and gets a 20, which for those of us who have never played before is the best roll that you could get. It is the highest one on a what we refer to as a D20.
Well.
So we're going to have our characters attempt to move around this person. Big Red Wolf, I do believe that you were first. Would you like me to roll for you?
Um, Either way, man, whatever's easiest for you. I'm just here to go with the flow. Yeah, sure, sure. That'd be dope. Thanks. I appreciate you, man.
Um, the big red wolf is also what we would call a barbarian, which means that the big red wolf has the ability to, in this case, start dancing to the music that is upstairs. And you can roll this with advantage if you would like to go into a rave.
I would love to go into a rave right now. I got my glow sticks on me at all times. I'm gonna just start covering myself in glow sticks. You won't. The guards. Y'all look like you need glow sticks for sure. Pinocchio, you want a glow stick? Hey, little rat dude, you want a glow? Bob, you want a glow stick? Sticks for
Yeah.
everybody. Flinging
Stop
them.
handing out glow sticks.
Did you say little rat dude? There's no one
Sorry,
little
man.
around.
You are actually taller than me. So
Yes,
so
I am.
Bob's got it.
The big red wolf squares up against one of these guards and is not successful getting around. The other guard is also, they're on two different staircases, so someone is welcome to try to push past the other one if you would like to.
I push past.
Alrighty. This one rolled an 18, but currently you are Ratman, so you are a human-sized being. So you are going to be using your athletics to get around. If you could figure out how to sneeze, you could try to get around while being a rat.
Ratman quickly turns on his heels, grabs his satchel of pepper, slips his satchel of pepper up his nose, sneezes, achoo! And I'm Trad Cheddar, excuse me, and I dart as Trad between the legs of the guard, if I can.
We are certainly going to find out. Yes. On a natural 19, Trad Cheddar whips past this other guard, and can make it to the top of the staircase. While one of these guards rolled a natural 20 and will be very difficult to get around, the other one has rolled a 19, and so is a little easier to get around. Do you all want to rush the other guard?
Ideally, I'd either love to try to persuade them, or if I lacking that, try to do acrobatics and like do a little
Ooh, a little dancing move. Yeah.
exactly.
Brad?
Persuade or help Bob persuade.
Trad tries to jump on the feet of the guard and untie his laces.
Yeah, I think I'm like, well, we gotta go get Trad at the very least. So
Okay. All right. How is it that you would like this guard is standing there. It is his job to guard this wedding. What do you say to the guard?
You invite us to leave? I invite you to take pity on these poor souls and myself. Look at my heart. It burns. It aches. Would you take pity on us? Would you throw us out into the cold instead of allow us to celebrate the wonderful royal wedding that you are so aptly protecting?
All right. Pinocchio, what do you add to your persuasion?
2.
Stunning. You talk to this poor man just trying to do his job, and you say your heart hurts, and he sees this sort of like glowing bit of energy. For the record, all of your runes are currently glowing. Big Red Wolf, are you barefoot?
Yeah, man, you don't wear shoes to surf.
Of course. I think you're supposed to.
You're super not supposed to. No, you wear a little wetsuit. I don't have a wetsuit because I got my fur on. It's the whole thing. But no, my little feet's they're out and feel weird.
So you can see that like the bottom of your foot glows. Bob's little belly button is glowing. Somewhere from Trad Cheddar's posterior is glowing. And you watch this guard get tears in his eyes as he looks at you. I am moved. I am moved. Tears tracking down his cheeks. The other guard is like, no, we can't. And he looks over, but we need to, but we must. They deserve to party too. And one of the
I'm like
guards,
going up the stairs, like
one of the guards launches himself at the other guard, and they get into a tussle. And you are all able to up the stairs.
Okay, if you're the man to cry.
Thank
I'm
you.
proud of you.
I needed that today. And you all make your way up the stairs. At the top of the stairs, it opens up into this enormous ballroom. All this beautiful natural light coming through stained glass windows creates this incredible pattern on the ground and on the walls and on these regal, intensely elegantly dressed people. There must be like 300 people shoved in this room, dancing. On one end of the room, there's like huge tables piled with any delicacy that you can think of. And at the other end of the room, at a little table, you see a woman in a white dress with long, dark hair, plaited into braids down her back, next to this broad-shouldered, tall woman with a sword strapped to her back. And they are holding hands at what looks like a sweetheart table.
Do I see anything or anyone else glowing like we are?
You can go ahead and make a perception check.
Can it be investigation?
Yes.
I'm investigating for some glowy stuff.
Absolutely. So investigation just means that Bob is going to be intensely looking for these things. Do you need me to roll for you, Bob?
Sure. I have +3.
Gorgeous. It didn't work. Hold, please. 14. You look around. No one else is glowing. Doesn't look like anyone's glowing outside of the happy couple who looks like they are glowing of excitement and pride. But other than that, everyone looks like they're partying, like they're at a wedding. People are holding up glasses to toast the happy couple. You see, like this older, hunched man in one corner, with a big smile on his face, watching this whole thing. The rest of you are welcome to make perception checks, which basically just means looking around the room. Is there anyone who would like to do such a thing? Stunning. Big Red Wolf.
I would love to see what I can perceive. If you'd add Big Fat 1 to that, Sweet Sweet 12.
Absolutely. You, the 13 looks like a party to you.
Sure does, man.
A rad party. But also kind of like a boring one. There are no glow sticks.
It's about to be.
There are now.
I'm gonna go find. Is there like a DJ booth or something? I'm gonna go find like the musicians and see if we can like bump it up a notch. Because
up on like a balcony, there are like a whole orchestra of musicians playing
cool.
so beautifully and softly.
Gorgeous. I'm gonna go find them and see if I can figure out who's in charge and make some requests, you know.
Awesome. You pop up to the balcony. Trad, what are you up to?
Trad is very curious about this environment and knows that he's here for a reason and is not uncommitted to the mission. And at the same time, Trad is overwhelmingly aware that there happens to probably, hopefully, be a lot of cheese on those tables. Is there a way for me to investigate what our cheese selection is looking like here?
Absolutely. You can absolutely investigate cheese. Trad.
Roll for cheese.
On an 18, there's Gouda, there's goat, there's cheddar, there's some like crazy expensive blue cheese from the beautiful like depths of Bundiva. There is every perfect, incredible cheese you can think of on this table.
Trad sheds one single tear, and Trad proceeds to lose control and launches his body onto the cheese table.
Every richly dressed aristocrat in a 30-foot radius goes, and you watch all of them like rush to the other side of the room. Guards rush around you, and they all start trying to swat at you with their weapons.
Trad does an acrobatic ballet across the cheese table. This is not Trad's first time doing this. Trad very precisely collects and stores as much cheese as possible as he dances gracefully across the cheese-laden display.
You no roll needed. That is absolutely a thing that you do. You dance across this cheese. You have one pocket and it has pepper in it. Everything else is what I assume stuffed into your cheeks.
Yeah, we call it cheek storage.
Horrible. You stuff your cheeks with this cheese and disappear into the crowd. You are quite small. Pinocchio, I believe you're the only one who has not made a check around the room. Is there something you'd like to do?
I would love to make a perception check, and Pinocchio would also love to cast guidance on himself to add a d4 to his d20.
Gorgeous.
I also have a +4 for perception.
16. So you're looking around this room. This is like a huge deal. People look like excited and relieved. Not sure why. You have not been in this land before, but everyone looks very happy and excited, except for one like incredibly gorgeous woman, like dark skinned, bright green eyes, these like thick curls like twisted away from her face. And she looks like she should be wearing a crown. There's just no other way to describe that. She looks like this tall, regal presence and incredibly cold. There is no expression across her face. She is unlike everybody else who is, at the very least, either screaming about a rat or excited for this happy couple. She doesn't seem to have any emotions playing across her face. And then you also notice like a figure who's got their cloak turned up as if they were like against wind, and it's covering some of their face. It's hard to like know what they look like.
Pinocchio will point. He'll give Bob a little elbow, and he'll point out the hooded guy and be like, "Let's divide and conquer." And he will scurry, or more like kind of in his best, most straight posture, stick out his vest and walk over to the more regal lady and stretch out his hand and say,
My lady, for somebody on such a happy day, You seem so sad, as if life itself is pulling you down. Would you tell me what bothers you, old lady? Bend my very manly ear and tell me your woes.
And he'll extend his hand.
I'm gonna have you make a persuasion check.
Okay.
It is going to be with disadvantage. For those
Can
of
I
us,
use guidance?
you can use guidance. For those of us who don't know, advantage means you get to roll 2 times and take the higher number, and disadvantage means you get to roll 2 times and take the lower number. But we do add that plus 1d4, which is a 4. We love to see it. 17. Do you add anything else?
I add a +2 to persuasion, and if she touches me, if she takes my hand, I would like to cast a spell.
She looks down at you mostly because there's an insane height difference. This woman is like 7.5 feet tall. But also you think that even if she was 5'1", she would be looking at you down her nose. She looks at you and puts like 2 very dainty fingers in your hand and says, "This is not quite the occasion I thought it might be. But you may take me dancing." And she lets you lead her out.
Pinocchio will happily lead her out, and I guess Pinocchio doesn't really know how to dance. I suppose it would be more of just like a happy saunter. But he, as she takes his hand, I think he would like to try to cast a charm person on her.
Okay. Charm person is a spell, so Pinocchio is like digging into that spell energy that he has. And she's going to make a saving throw. When something bad is happening to you, you are able to make what's called a saving throw to save against the bad thing. This is a wisdom saving throw, I believe.
DC 14.
She looks. You think this lady has never done anything uncouth in her entire life, and she watches you dance like this in the middle of all of these people just like ramrod straight backs moving about, and watches you like, and you watch her shoulders go, "All right. This is something, I suppose. You're a strange little man."
Benevolent DM, might I interrupt to use exactly this moment to change the music?
You absolutely may. Yes.
Cool. I want to help. I see my boy Pinocchio out there. He's got this babe. They're dancing together. I want to help him out, boost up the mood a little bit. So whoever, if there's a conductor, whoever looks like first chair violin, whatever. So hey, y'all sound great. This like Baroque stuff, gorgeous. But the happy couple was kind of like, they told me to come up here and ask you that they want something like a little more upbeat. So I don't know if you know like an instrumental cover of like something, I don't like Britney Spears or something like that would be really cool. Just like anything a little higher energy, something we can really, bop to and like get some glow sticks going.
You see the conductor is this like hunched turtle man with like an incredibly polished shell and in like crisp suit, looks over at you so slowly.
I was thinking like toxic or something, but
I've
really whatever y'all got.
never heard of that.
You can sing it, that will help.
Toxicity we move away from, but
Fair, super fair.
something more lively.
That'd be great. Yeah.
You
Something that like these little glow sticks would go along with. And I'll take his little baton and I'll give him the glow stick instead. Thanks, bruh. Y'all sound great. Do you sell albums? Could I like you got a merch table out here or anything like that?
We
Because
do
like I would totally get a
shows.
shirt.
We
Huh?
play at the churches. We
Cool.
This is the best thing I've ever seen.
Oh, 4. I'll give him like 5. Yeah,
Um,
man.
he like uses his little turtle claws and like pokes them on like bugles, you know what I mean? And uses it goes and as Pinocchio starts doing this dance and this lady starts joining in, the music picks up. People stop being as afraid of the rat, mostly because they can't see him anymore. And the party really starts to pick up. The couple starts standing up and they are twirling around the dance floor. Everyone seems to be having an incredible time.
Flinging glow sticks everywhere. Flame, flame. You got a glow stick. You get a glow stick.
Glow sticks everywhere. People have never seen these before. They're stoked. I believe that Pinocchio had said to Bob about the like cloaked figure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. So as Pinocchio is making his way off, I'm also heading in the opposite direction to the cloaked figure. I'm taking a couple of the glow sticks that the big rad wolf gave me, fashioning them into a little necklace and breaking them all. And I'm approaching the hooded figure and saying, "You look like you could use a necklace."
Bob knows what's up.
You see, so as you approach, as you like make this plan to go over there, you see this figure is like I'm gonna say that you are just able to notice this because you're paying attention. Their eyes are moving around here kind of constantly. So every time you go to approach, they pretty seamlessly like move to a different part of the room. You get the sense that they're like difficult to approach. They seem to be moving away anytime anyone tries to approach them.
Gotcha. So I can't catch up with them.
You can certainly try, but I think on like the third or fourth time that you go towards them, you see that they duck out of this room towards like the restroom hall.
Cool. I'm gonna just kind of dance and hang out near the entrance to that hallway and see if they come back, and if not, just keep my eyes peeled for what else is going on, and see if I can catch Pinocchio's eyes and let him know.
Absolutely. I will say Trad Cheddar is also very much Trad Cheddar right now. So, and I think is probably in tune with what, unless you think you're just in the corner eating cheese, which is also respectable.
Trad is definitely very distracted by his large collection of cheese that he was able to compile. But Trad definitely took notice when the music started bumping, if you will, and is looking around because now all the people here seem much more fulfilled with a sense of purpose and jive.
That is true. I think maybe except for the person that you see Bob following around.
Yeah, and does maybe one of my laps as I'm going around take me near Trad, and I can kind of give him the update?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Pinocchio pointed out this creepy guy. I say, like, fully dancing, trying not to like draw attention to the fact that there's a rat munching cheese in the corner. Just like, yeah, so Trad, I got sent Pinocchio sent me after this hooded guy. Can't quite catch up with him, but I'm gonna keep an eye.
Oh, wow. I think what I might have seen him. You're Bob, right?
Yeah.
And I hold out a little paw. You want some cheese?
Trad, I'm honored.
Oh,
I would love a small piece of cheese.
I love sharing cheese with fellow cheese enthusiasts.
Oh, I love a good cheese.
This is the Gouda, and I have to say it is slightly better aged. So this one, maybe didn't mature quite as long as I would recommend. But the cheddar, that on the other hand, now, as trad cheddar, you can trust my opinion on cheddars, and I have to say, this one really is of the reserved variety. I highly recommend it.
No better recommendation than cheddar from a cheddar.
Well, thank you. And I adjust my little bow tie. I did notice that hooded fellow seemed not quite as fulfilled by the jumping and driving music that has so delightfully filled the ballroom.
Indeed. They seem very darty.
Well, maybe he needs some cheese.
Do you want to find out?
Oh, sure. Trad looks around. Bob, did you happen to see where the hooded fellow went?
Last I saw, they were headed towards the restrooms.
Oh, Bob, could I entrust you with keeping my cheese safe?
I would be
And I
honored.
taken out of storage and pass the supply to Bob.
As you are passing the cheese to Bob, in this beautiful moment of blossoming friendship between two people who met falling from the sky 12 minutes ago, you feel that sort of rippling magic one more time, which is not outside of the norm. People get their happy endings all the time, and with stories happening kind of overlapping one another constantly through this world, it's not crazy to see. It's happened a lot today, and as it ripples through, you all feel that intense pain one more time, and everyone in the room freezes.
Trad?
Bob,
I'm looking around.
I've never seen this before. Have
Pinocchio?
you?
Ouch.
Music, stop!
Ouch.
Pinocchio's still dancing. The lady he was dancing
Wolf?
with is just
Ouch. I think they let the urchins in here, which is bad for us because I just stepped on one, and definitely bad for the urchins because they're supposed to be underwater, man.
Wolf, buddy,
my-
if
Huh?
What is that, Bob?
you might have, do you have a little glowy rune guy? Because that's what hurts for me.
Yeah, right here on my foot.
Uh-huh.
Mine's
So-
on my
Yeah.
butt, and my butt really hurts.
Oh man, that
I have
sucks.
one directly on my poor heart. Oh,
Oh. Oh no, Pinocchio. That's
Ouch.
ow.
I didn't have this before we fell through the ocean surfing into this party, did y'all?
Yeah, I did.
I've had
You
mine
did?
for a little while.
Yeah.
I've had mine since my story concluded when Cinderella married the prince.
Oh man.
Because I got her to the ball on time.
You did?
I was the
That's
coach
so
of it.
rad.
Thanks.
Great job,
It-
Trad.
It was the first time I felt a real sense of purpose.
So
Um,
it's like everybody here, are they frozen like fairy tale frozen, like time is stopped, or are they frozen like we're scandalized?
no, they are frozen like time has stopped. And as you all like look at each other through this room, and I think probably gather back together as you are the only people able to move, there is a bright white light shining down the hallway, the restroom hallway.
So glad I have my sunglasses on. Before I run back to the crew, I'm gonna take more glow sticks and put them on the turtle's other hand on his nails. So now he has two. Gotta complete the Manny, you know.
That's
So
a
this is
great move.
weird. This is you could have you. Well, I don't know how sharp are your nails. You could totally have some if you want.
I have really sharp claws, but they
Oh
might get in the
yeah.
way of my
Mine are stubby.
scampering.
Okay, well, I
Well,
like your
could
necklace
you
though, Bob. It
affix
looks
one
great.
to my bow tie?
Yeah, there you go.
Oh,
You look great
thanks.
Do we really have to go in there? The
in the bright
terrible
light.
place,
Yeah.
the bathroom.
Sure looks that way.
That is where that light's coming from. Might
Well,
as well.
it's still made of wood. Do you know how
It's a
hard
what?
it is to use the bathroom? It's terrible.
I got some questions for you, man. So if you're made, do you do you eat?
You can all hear some like chanting also coming from down that hallway.
Oh, they got more songs down there. Let's go
Sounds like
see if
there's a party going on.
yeah, they sound like they have a fire dancer too. They sound like the type for sure.
Oh, that's
Let's
so
go see
cool. What's a
it.
fire dancer?
This is
It's somebody who
weird.
dances with fire while people are chanting.
Maybe we
That's
should be careful.
horrifying.
Hey, Pinocchio, sometimes I use wood to sharpen my teeth. Could I just on your
No.
leg a little
No,
bit?
please don't. Don't do that. My
Here,
leg
I've
is
got
very
this.
much
Trad,
away.
you can chew on.
Okay.
I
thanks.
hand Trad my mace, my wooden club.
I'd give you a glow stick, but for sure you shouldn't ingest that. That'll mess you up inside. Then your poops will glow.
Is it made out of
Pinocchio, on the you maybe should try. What?
Maybe we
Is
should
the
bring it
poster
in
made
for
out
a
of
hug.
wood?
I'm gonna go find that light.
Just to come close, real quick.
And
Oh,
Pinocchio would like to bring everybody in for a quick huddle, and he should go,
We should be very quiet. In my adventures, if you go out and about just willy-nilly, you might get attacked by assassini, or whales, or people who would take advantage of you. So, with the blessing of the trickster, we should be very sneaky.
and he'll cast Pass Without a Trace on the party by taking
thanks,
like
bro.
a little bit of glitter from his palm and just kind of like flicking it at everybody, trying to avoid their eyes, maybe unsuccessfully.
Awesome.
Tad starts to roll
Yeah.
around in the glitter.
This is great. I mean, this is great.
This is just like a bath.
Interesting. I got follow-up questions for that too. Okay, so we're gonna be sneaky. We're gonna go sneak down that hallway towards the bathroom where the bright light's coming from. And I'm still thinking this is gonna be another party, but guess we'll find out.
With the blessing of the trickster upon you, you all make your way silently down this hallway. I will say that between Pass Without Trace and the fact that Tried Cheddar is a rat, you all make it down there very quietly. And the door to the last restroom is cracked open, and there is a blinding white light.
Got some eclipse glasses if anybody needs
I-
them, but I just have one pair.
Can I take 1 minute and just guys, I gotta do a little thing. If I like, do a little, I can detect if there's any magic coming from in there.
Oh,
Do we think
sick.
that's worth it?
That's
Yeah,
fun.
man.
Yeah.
I take a minute and I like take out some little supplies and I like start doing a little ritual. And like kind of from nothing in my hands, I like kind of start pulling and pulling, and a little piece of wool develops in between my fingers. And then I kind of like hold it up and see if it glows in any direction toward any magic.
You
around me.
can make glow sticks, but like fluffy ones.
I didn't even think of that.
That's the coolest thing I've ever
Mm.
seen, bro.
Whoa. Wait, what?
You gotta teach me how to do that later, man. You're the
The
Glow
one
King.
glows so bright that it ignites in your hand as you point
Huh.
it towards the door. And the bright light that is coming from behind it shifts to like sickly green, to like this vibrant purple, to this like crazed red. You like whatever is happening in there, you think you're running out of time to understand what it is.
Trad is mesmerized.
Gotta know what that that looks
I
like
think we
a
gotta
great
go.
time. We
In
gotta
normal
go.
circumstances, this would be a weird to pop into somebody using the bathroom, but I think that this is maybe an exception, no?
I
Either
throw
way's a
open the
party.
door.
Yeah.
You throw open the door and you see the mirror in here is glowing with all of these strange colors. All of the light is like convalescing into this swirling pool of like rippling glass and magic, and all the way around are runes that are also glowing with this light.
Do they look like this?
uh some of them do, and you see just like the last foot or so of a cape disappear into the mirror.
Trad is
Whoa.
just chasing his tail, trying to look at the rune on his butt and look at the runes around.
I think we gotta go in the mirror.
Yeah, man. I'm gonna stick a glow stick in the mirror, just to kind of test it and see what happens to the glow stick before launching myself.
You
Trad throws a little burst of pepper in there.
the pepper, I think you're quite small, so you have to get pretty close to throw the pepper in there. As you do, and your little paw gets close to it, you are sucked in. Same with the big red wolf. You put your glow stick in, and you are sucked through the mirror.
I'm running. I'm
Right.
running and diving through.
You
Hang
run.
loose, bro.
Come on, Pinocchio!
I guess I am no longer a little boy. I am a man. I can do this. And he like covers his eyes and like runs in just
You run through. This like flash of magic encapsulates all of you. You do not see this, but as you go through, the mirror dies down back to normal and the party starts up again. You all find yourselves stumbling out of this mirror, and in front of you there is these enormous arches. You see like small campsites set up a little bit around here. They don't look like there's any people in there. You just see these like enormous curved structures for like half a mile in each direction.
Whoa.
Trad is sniffing.
Is there any water around? Like some coastline or anything surfable?
It does not look like there's a coastline anywhere close to here.
That sucks, man. All right.
Do
Well,
we
we
see
won't
the
go hungry
robed figure?
You can look around for the robed figure. You don't see them right off the bat.
Can I investigate?
Absolutely.
If we have to camp, we won't go hungry because Bob has my whole supply of cheese. Right, Bob?
I do. I sure do. I get +3 to that.
19. I am rolling for the bad guy, for those of you who need to know that. They did worse. You see like the edge of a cloak, just like you did disappearing into the mirror, disappearing into one of the tents.
Are we still trying to follow that cloak figure? Because I see what tent they went into.
I don't
Let's
even know what
go.
cloaked figure you're talking about, but yeah.
I don't know, but I say let's go.
Also, I want to say, Trad, that's so nice of you to share your cheese, man. Thanks, bro.
Oh, are you also a cheese enthusiast?
Dude, I go hard in the paint on some cheese. We got to talk cheese facts. Actually, yeah. Yeah, I
I've
got one of
never
my
met
brothers makes cheese.
anyone who feels about cheese the way I feel about cheese.
Oh man, I love a cheese. I really want to know what's inside that tent, but I'm gonna put a little note in my noodle noggin later that we gotta swap cheese facts.
I've never had friends who also love cheese. Trad starts
We
to
should
shed
hang
a
out
tear
more.
again.
Oh, hey, buddy. Come on, hop up. You want to sit on my shoulder?
Oh, could I?
Yeah, man. We can talk about cheese while we go in that tent.
Hey, it's Rad and Chad. Rad
Trad
and Trad.
scampers up
Oh
Brad's
no.
shoulder.
Rad and Trad.
Rad and
The
Trad.
cheese boys. Ah.
Uh,
Will
Trad,
you be
when
my
you
cheese
were
boy?
Yeah,
I'll be
bro.
your cheese boy if you want.
Oh, that makes my heart so happy. Rad is openly weeping.
Trad is also weeping.
This is the best day of my life,
I
bro.
have never felt so happy in my whole little life, and I never thought it could get better than when I found my purpose.
You're the sickest little dude, bro.
You're just so cool and nice, and you
Oh,
love
man.
cheese.
Me too. I'm so excited we're friends.
We're friends.
Trad, when you were sniffing around, do you think you were trying to understand what these structures were, or are you just like understanding what it smells like over here?
Whenever Trad's in a new environment, Trad likes to sniff about to see what he can collect for data.
What do you add to investigation?
+1.
This material that you're sniffing around, these like big curved structures, don't smell like rock, don't smell like concrete. They smell like something a little more organic than that.
Do they smell like cheese?
No.
Okay.
Trad
check.
absolutely tries to eat some of it.
I'm gonna say that when you try to eat some of it, you have chewed on something like this before. This is bone.
Mm.
So, Rad, my cheese boy, and Bob and Pinocchio, which if you guys want to be cheese boys too, you totally can. But Rad and I just became cheese boys. Sorry, I'm not over it. So anyway, I was sniffing this ground and material, and it really seems like it's not grass or rock. At first I thought it might be cheese. You know what I mean, Rad? But when I tried to eat it, it wasn't cheese, and actually it was very similar to something I've tasted before, like bone or skeleton or some kind of remains.
Wait, you ever tasted the skeleton before? That's the
Oh,
kind of
sure. I like to chew on a lot of things to learn about them as I'm like chewing on some of the stuff.
As
You know,
you're
the
doing,
sense of chewing is a really underutilized sense. It's one of our like 18 senses that we've got, and a lot of people stop chewing on stuff after they're done being babies, because
Wow. I
yeah,
can't
chewing
believe you
on stuff
just
is
said
the
that.
best.
yeah, who said that?
We love chewing on stuff.
Brad, are you talking in a weird little voice?
No, that wasn't me. Hello?
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 Hello.
Yo, do I
Uh,
see you?
at the base of one of these curves, you see a little like coup of mushrooms pop up with these little bright red caps. And they all have these like big, like jet black eyes, and a little smiley mouth, and they're like, we like to chew things too.
Whoa. You guys
I
look super safe and not at all like a dangerous thing we should avoid. Sup, bro?
and
Brad tries to
spores
poke one.
spores, as soon as you poke one, spores erupt, smacking you all in the face. And that's where we're going to stop for this evening.
No.
No.
Please, if you enjoyed, tune in tomorrow for part 2 as our brave fairy tale heroes go out in search of this mysterious caped figure and also deal with some strange spory mushrooms. Before we head out, I just want to shout out these incredible actors. We have Steven Peterson as Bob. Even if your camera's off, you can give him a tiny round of applause. We have Sophia Udune as the Big Red Wolf. We have Mia Donato Rocchio as Trad Cheddar, aka Ratman.
I'm the rat man.
Ratman. And we have Frankie Pecoraro as Pinocchio. Stunning. And I am Danielle Doobie, your game master. Thank you all so much for joining us today. We hope you had as much fun as we did.
Woo!
Thanks, everybody. I'm going to end the meeting. Goodbye.
Goodbye.